Okay, Lions fans, here are with head men's and women's swim coach Paul Mangen. Coach, you're preparing to take your boys and your girls down to Orlando this week, Wednesday through Saturday, for the Sunshine State Conference Championships. What is going through your head right now?
Well, we're pretty excited about the facility that we're going to go to. It's a centralized location. They just got done having the Speedo Grand Prix there, so we know it's a fast meet. It has a retractable roof, so it's an indoor facility, but it's basically just a big pole barn with a pool in the middle. So it's kind of like a convertible, I guess, if you will. So it's got a Florida feel to it, but it is inside. It protects us from the elements, and so it does satisfy all the needs that we have as a conference meet. But more than anything, we have one of the most premier conferences in the country, and we're going to affect the national outlook quite a bit. And so it's really exciting for me, and I know a lot of our athletes are super excited about the fact that, for us being in that sort of a conference, it's a real gauge where we're going to be nationally, and that part's very exciting.
All right, as you mentioned, heading into nationals sometime after this, what are you looking to accomplish in these races?
Well, first and foremost, we want them to have, we call them PRs in our sport, personal records. And we set goal times at the beginning of the year, and we use those goal times to dictate our pacing throughout the year. And so we're at a point now where we want that pacing to come out and actualize itself in the actual race. Excuse me. And so PRs, and then in addition to that, carry some of the momentum that we've had coming in. We've got a couple of relays that we feel have pretty good shots at making NCAAs. We've set 4 conference records, overall conference records already coming into the meet, and so we'd love to continue to be setting conference records, getting A cuts, getting B cuts, qualifying for nationals, like I said, as long as everybody's swimming fast, the end game, we can't control what other people do, but as long as we take care of ourselves, I'm very happy.
What does this mean specifically to your teams?
It's a good question. I think there's a lot of pride in this conference, whether it's basketball, baseball, swimming, and what have you. And I think, I was talking to Coach Kara and Coach Dan just a little while ago about, swimming kind of has it's a community in itself. And so we all have there's a lot of good camaraderie. I've spoken on the phone with a lot of the other coaches just about stuff. And so for us, it's just the experience of the meet. I spoke to our new commissioner the other day, and one of the things I was really pleased to hear was his perspective on, our role for athletics and why we're here. And one of the things he had spoken about was the experience and the people that we share them with. And it's like getting together with a reunion. And so when I meet with alumni as recently as last week, and they're talking about stories from Charlotte 5 years ago, it's like amazing what they remember of that trip. And so these guys are going to have, when you put 35 plus college people in a bus and add them to 6 other teams, there's going to be some good stories. And so we're going to have a lot of good memories of racing each other, competition wise and stuff.
All right, there you have it, Lions fans. Men's, women's swimming heading down to the conference championships. Thanks, Coach, and good luck.
Thanks, appreciate it.